Joining me right now is Jacqueline Miller. This is Sig's classmate at Arapahoe Community College. Ms. Miller, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Jacqueline, how did you know Sig, and what was he like in class, particularly when you did a paper on Ted Bundy?
I can tell you that I didn't speak to him like outside or before class. We only spoke in class discussion, but last week we were discussing our papers, and I wrote mine about antisocial personality disorder, and I used Ted Bundy to help define what this kind of character is, and he was extremely intrigued by it. His eyes were nailed to me. Hindsight 2020, it's kind of scary.
Isn't it true that during certain of the comments you recited that Ted Bundy had made, Sig would sit back and chuckle?
He did, because when I said I wrote about antisocial, I said, and I used Ted Bundy to help define. He did chuckle, and at first I thought he was maybe making fun of me, playfully, because he engaged the class and he was highly intelligent. And he was very charming.
What do you mean by that?
Someone was doing a show up, we could hand him a quick one.
I mean, like, he was so intelligent. When we discussed things in class, the teacher gave an opportunity to talk about things in more depth. And when he did, we all closed our books. We had our pencils down because we were so intrigued. He was fascinating.
What would he talk about?
So, I'm sorry?
What would he talk about that was so intriguing?
Specifically, I cannot recall, for example, because we talked a lot about the brain and we talked a lot about how things worked, and he had just this knowledge about it that when he talked about it, we were just stopped and intrigued by what he was saying. He was very, very smart, and he was very charming and engaging.
What was your reaction when you learned he had been taken into custody in the murder and the dismemberment of a 10-year-old schoolgirl?
As a classmate and as a mother of a 10-year-old daughter, I was mortified. I was surprised. I think yesterday I was still today processing the whole thing. It's very scary to think that anywhere in the world he was sitting beside me in my classroom.
What was the class that you two were taking together?
Psychology.
Psychology. And do you recall ever seeing him wearing that? It looked like a hand-carved cross necklace.
Yes, he wore that necklace to class every day. Yeah.
I'm thinking about the cross that was found there at the crime scene where Jessica was dismembered, and his reaction to you in particular, and your paper on Ted Bundy, one of the most prolific serial killers of our times. What, if anything, did he say about Bundy?
It was when I was talking about how, Ted Bundy didn't have any empathy, that he went to the grave withholding things so that he could be the last one he knew exactly what he was doing. Antisocial personality disorder to the core, they have no empathy for others. It is about self-gratification, mainly possession of one's soul.
It's interesting.
He studied mortuary science. He was really intrigued by things that are not normal.